Oh, hi.
Hello.
Welcome. We're Talk Comics to Me, and I am Champenstein.
I am Heather Hadfield.
And we're here to talk about comics. First, I will say we love trans people more than cis people, and we love you. That's all.
That's all we wanted to say.
Yeah, because Trans Day of Visibility was yesterday, so if you know any trans folks, send them all of your money. That includes me, I guess.
Every last dollar. Actually, after the show, I have something to run by you.
Oh,
can't bring it up now. Can't talk about it now.
Oh, wow. I would love to know.
We will talk about comics, though.
Is this a gender reveal? Are you going to reveal your gender to me after the show?
Never. I would never reveal my gender to anyone. That's for me, baby.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, this is Shadecraft. This is issue number 1. This is about a high schooler who's scared of shadows because every time she sees them, they try to attack her. Her brother's in a coma, and so it's just like, hey, this is how hard my life is. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just not very... I just didn't really like it.
Yeah, that happens. Was there anything in particular you didn't like, or was it just the story itself?
I think it's just the characters, to be honest, because the idea is really cool, so far anyway. I don't know. I just don't want to read the second one. I just didn't care, like, at all for it, which is, I mean, I just knew myself, apparently, because I was like, oh, I wanted to read it, and was bummed out I didn't add it to my poll at all, and I'm glad that I didn't.
Yeah, I feel like that happens with me a lot with books sometimes, where I'm like, why didn't I do this? And then when I do it, I'm like, oh, wait, I probably was right about this decision in the first place.
Yeah, it's cool that, like, we get advice from our future selves without even knowing it.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like it's bad advice, but truly, yeah, who gives the best advice except for yourself?
5 times out of 5, I agree with it.
All right, and on that note, I have crossover issues 4 and 5. There was a weird mix-up with my poll file. It doesn't matter. I wanted to finish out this story arc. Unfortunately, there is one more issue, but I'll probably just read that off the shelf. I won't pick it up because I do not like this book. And for me,
I see it?
Yeah, for sure. I still like the art. I still like the art. I think it's an interesting idea. I think for me, it has a lot of like cliches of Donny Cates that I don't like in it. So it really makes it hard for me to enjoy. Like, Donny Cates, nice guy. Like, I just don't know. Like, I know that, like, there are books of his I enjoy. This book is not it. It's not it. And there are people I know will enjoy this book. It's just not it for me, dog. Not it.
I want to meet him and challenge him to a goth off.
Goth off. You heard it here, Donnie. Goth off.
We're doing it.
But yeah, I just, like, this book is for other people, but clearly it was never for me from the start.
Yeah, that's true.
I knew that I probably wouldn't like it because one of the main things I don't enjoy is when Donny Cates inserts his other books into his books, which this is what this is. So it's my own fault. I played myself. I fucking played myself.
You've been bamboozled.
Bonkers. It's just out of control.
Watching our language today.
What was I thinking? But that's fine. Like I said, not for me, for other people.
And this is an instance where Future Champ did not help out.
Well, I only ordered the first issue, but then the first issue was, like, intriguing enough. But then by that second issue, or was it the third issue?
It was the second one.
Okay, yeah. That's when I was like, nope, not for me.
Later, Donny Cates.
But there are still kids in cages at the border, so that is important to remember, even if it was inserted in a weird way into this book. Okay, let's talk about something else.
Let's talk about something a little hotter here.
Our boy G.
I am glad that it's carried this far.
I wouldn't be able to do it any other way, honestly. So this just wraps up the Fading Memories story. They had freed this little mage.
You're going to say this little man.
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Yeah, a little old man.
Just like, Geralt going through the motions of, like, not doing the wrong thing, not doing the right thing, just living the Witcher life.
He's just sort of existing at this point.
Yeah, I feel like a huge nerd being able to say that. Like, I don't know. Get me out of here. Why did I do this to myself?
I've been asking myself that every day for like 4 years now. It's consuming.
Never in my life did I think I would be here reading Witcher comic books.
I told you they were good, dog.
They are good.
They're so fun.
I just never thought, like, I would watch the Witcher show. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, I'll watch this. Because, like, I find that sort of stuff entertaining anyway.
Of course.
And then I was like, but I really like this. And then it was just like, well, sure, I'll read the short story books. And then those were entertaining. And then I was like, well, of course I have to play, Witcher 3. Because I made fun of Chris for that for so long.
And I had just beat it, and I was really excited for you to play it, so.
And then still, once again, made the wrong romantic choice, and I am still mad about it. Can't go back. Played over 100 hours.
You have to start over. That's it. That's what I did several times.
Trish is just my wife now.
That is just the worst kind of mistake you could have made.
I know, dude. Anyway, talk about your book.
Okay, this is Shadow Service. This is completely different from Shadecraft, the other book about shadows. This book is about a woman who...
One has shade in it, and one just has shadow.
Oh, shadow is in that book, though. There are shadows. Her shadow... Anyway, I'm not going to get into it.
Talk about M666.
The main character...
Sex.
I can never remember her name. The main character in this. She has... No, it doesn't say... Because this story isn't necessarily... Like, this one isn't really about her. She's on the run.
Sorry,
so the other people within the unit of the MI666 that she has been working with are hunting for her now. And this is how one of the characters got recruited into the Secret Service.
Oh.
It was really interesting. But again, this is just one of those books where it's just like, I don't know what else to read, so I'm just going to read this one. And I do think it's, I don't know, I like it. And it's just, I don't know for how much longer. It's living on borrowed time right now.
I gotcha.
Because I only care about the rat. And the rat got out of its cage, so.
I mean, I liked the first issue enough, but not enough.
Right. I just sense. As you've noticed with some of the other issues, there's always like pages in there that are so cool. So I just keep waiting to see what the next page is. And this one was all right. It's just that one.
Yeah, no, that was a cool page. I like that monster thing.
It's so it's like it's I don't know, a really cool book, but it just exists.
Man, this week is filled with vault books.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just thinking.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I have Year Zero. This is volume 2. This is issue number 5. This just wraps up this little story arc. It does say end of story arc, so I assume there might be another, or end of volume 2, so I assume there might be another volume.
Oh yeah, they're just gonna keep it going.
Yeah, and I said I didn't want to get the next volume, but I kind of do.
I mean, if it's a whole new cast of people, then why not?
Well, and I mean, because he brings up this space shuttle business in this issue, so I'm like, if you do some space shuttle shit the next story arc, I'll definitely be into that.
Tina Pumper.
Get Tina Pumper in space.
I was like...
Get her and her baby in space immediately. She had her baby.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the entire time you were just talking about it, I was running through names in my head because I was like, what is her name? I remember it was something weird. Tina Pumper.
Tina Pumper. So, yeah.
My girl, Tina.
She survived. She had a baby. She's doing great. Living in that grocery store. Blew up a bunch of bad guys.
You know, I love that for her. That's what life is about.
Yeah. Get her in space, dog.
Good for Miss Pumper.
Okay, so now we have Witchblood. This is issue number 1. I'm just going to read the back. How about that? Witchblood, Chapter 1. You'll have to go sideways. A modern Wild West road trip about a witch named Yona Cruising the Southwest as a band of bloodthirsty biker vampires, the Hounds of Love hunt her scattered coven for the source of all magic, Witchblood.
She bleeds magic. Literally.
Yeah. The art was really great for this. I don't hate it. I don't like it. I feel kind of middle of the road about it.
Yeah. Although I do have to say I am very into the idea of cowboy-looking biker vampires.
Yeah.
That's something I never knew I needed until I read this book.
Yeah, I just, the art and colors are so good.
I agree.
That was, definitely my favorite part of this book, for sure. I don't know. It's not, like I said, it's not that I didn't like it. I don't know.
It's
enjoyable. It's fun.
Yeah.
I think it has, a really fun vibe to it, for sure. Maybe I'm just... and this was something, I just picked up because the covers were so good.
Yeah.
And I always want to give Vault number ones and a run, and I think this one just was I don't think I would like it, which, just because it's not my style.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I did add it, so Future Heather probably told me it was, real good. So maybe I think the story's developing.
Yeah,
so.
And I think it's something, as time goes on, depending on how the story develops, you will enjoy it. I think, because it does have that, definite vibe to it, for sure.
Yeah, and I love, weird tropes in weird timelines. Mm-hmm. I think that's always really cool, and that's probably why I was oh, okay, witches and vampires in the Southwest. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, no. I would definitely, at least if you like those sorts of things, give it a try, for sure. And, the book is so vivid, if nothing else, it's worth a, flip through.
Yeah, it's really good. That was the first thing that I noticed when we got it in. I was like, oh, yeah. Anyway, I didn't read this one. This is King in Black, Return of the Valkyries. This is the last part of it, issue number 4. Yeah, I didn't get to this. There was a little merry mix-up at our place of business, and I just got it about 20 minutes ago. But this, as far as I know, will continue over into the Mighty Valkyries story that's starting next week, I believe. Okay. I'm just assuming that because Mighty Valkyries has all the Valkyries from this series, so it would make sense if it was just
all tied in.
Yeah. So, I'll let you know someday. Yeah.
All right, so I have Giga. This is issue number 3. I'm should I just read the back again?
You know what? That's my favorite thing about Vault books.
All right.
You have a question about what it's about? Just read the back.
Yeah, that, once again, I can't comment on how much I like that enough from Vault, because that is a really cool aspect of it. Mm-hmm. It's just hey, just pick up the back and read it like a regular fucking book.
I miss that, because a lot of the books I notice, it's on the inside flap now, which is fine. I guess I'll open the book, but
just give it to me.
I just wanted to flip it. That's way easier. Just whoop.
Yeah. So anyway, Evan's oldest friend returns to find the prosthetics she once built transformed into her doppelganger. Mason and the Order of the Red Relay investigate an elephant graveyard of towering Giga remains. This is just some sci-fi shit. Just about a community, or I guess a community of people who believe these Giga are their gods and worship them and live inside of them. And there's an outside group who's kind of against this ideal, and it's just following Evan, our main character, as he's trying to traverse the world and figure out what the hell's going on. I feel like his friend's a cop, though. Ugh. Well, his friend, it's not his friend. Let me just say that right now.
They just knew each other.
Yeah, they just know each other from the past. I do for some reason, maybe it doesn't have ACAB vibes, but maybe I just am fuck cops when I'm reading this. But I get real big ACAB vibes from Giga.
That's cool.
Because there's one point where he's just talking about Evan's just you come into my house without getting a hold of me or telling me anything, and he's I got this badge, I can do whatever I want. I'm just fuck you, dog. Just fuck off. Just eat a whole bag of shit.
I can't with the cops, the police force. I can't do it. It doesn't matter.
I just can't with them police.
It doesn't matter what time they're from, what kind of world they're from. They're all terrible.
Let's talk about a different type of cop.
Security guard?
This vigilante.
Oh, yeah, pretty much just a security guard.
I just, like, what are her boobs doing here? Sorry, I don't know. I just got really distracted by it. Like,
I mean, I do have to say this.
Is that gravity?
Yeah, that's gravity. I was just gonna say, I gotta give it to Clayman for probably making his, I don't know, a loved one or something bend over so he could get the stance right, because that's real good.
Anyway, this is Batman Catwoman issue number 4.
It's beautiful.
Nothing
Swing
happened.
low, sweet chariots.
I just like I'm like her boobs are just like down. I mean, I guess she's like jumping.
Mm-hmm. Downward facing dogs.
Anywho, just nothing really happens in this book. I guess stuff is revealed.
Yeah, you know,
Cat kills a penguin. I guess spoiler alert.
Like literally.
Yeah, a cat.
It's not
like Catwoman.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the penguin.
It's not code for anything.
Cat kills a penguin.
God, this page is so good though.
Yeah, that is a good page.
Yeah, Selena has to reveal some stuff to Bruce, and Bruce is like no emotion, just like I've never been to a therapist type of thing, and just like walks away. Classic Bruce, I guess.
I'm just gonna give that a big.
I mean, I'm gonna do the Joaquin Phoenix thumb shake from Gladiator, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and do.
Oh. Well, I mean,
I'm just kidding. I didn't. I
probably
didn't care
stay
one way or
here.
Another. Yeah,
I think it is like one of those things where I felt like I would care about this book, but I don't.
Yeah, I feel that same way, but I want to care. I really want to, because like the story's okay.
Yeah, it's just I want it just to go.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, like the wheels are just like it's like when a train starts.
Oh yeah, the chugging along. Yeah.
And then it just like then it starts going. It's like I don't want to do the chug part. Like get me along now.
I wish there weren't 3 different storylines going on at the same time. I think that's probably why I'm not as interested or like invested in it, because I really want to know like the Selena and Bruce stuff and like how that evolves. I don't want like one page at a time of like, oh, here's just a little snippet. I'm like, just give me the story.
Yeah.
Like, stop cutting it up.
No, I don't disagree.
I get it for the story's sake, but like. It's a comic book, dude.
Yeah,
you can just do everything in the next issue.
Yeah, no, like I said, it just feels like it makes it kind of drag in that way. I still don't know how she gets this fucking suit on.
Oh, it's not actual fabric. It's literally just body paint.
Well, I thought that too, but then there's that one that was my very first thought, that last issue number 3. But yeah, there's this scene where there's clearly like it's like definitely some form, like it can't be latex.
It's probably just spandex. But, like, I don't know.
I mean, that would need to be breathable.
Modified.
It doesn't seem like it'd be, like, good enough to, like, protect her from fighting. There's so many, like...
She just needs to be real fast.
I guess.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah, if she's real fast, she better not be getting hit.
I mean, if you're running fast enough in zigzag, you won't get hit by anything.
Okay, talk about Dragon Age.
Okay, this is Dragon Age Dark Fortress, issue number 1. This... continues from the last series. I can't even remember what it's called. But Fenris and the crew are hunting for Daenerys, who, if you played the video games, you know, kept Fenris as a slave for a majority of his life and tortured him and did terrible things. So Fenris is like, yo, I'm gonna kill him.
I didn't play.
Whoa! Okay. Sorry, guys.
I didn't play the game, but I do know that because of the whole last story arc that happened.
This has a really cool flashback to the very first game, which I was super excited about because the first game is my favorite. You find out that the Aaron, who's one of the knights, was at Ostagar when King Kaelin got killed. by the Darkspawn and stuff. I was very excited about it because I was like, hey, that's the part in the game where Alistair and the Warden go into the tower and they all get killed before they meet Morgan. I love that scene because it ends so brutally. They're like a shot to where the king is like hung up and shit. It's so cool. But anyway, I love Dragon Age so much.
Yes, you do.
So I would say that's 10 out of 10.
All right. Good. I Breathe the Body. This is issue number 3. This book is still just really fucking gruesome.
Yeah, I decided I am going to pick that up in trade because I read the first one and loved it. I don't know why I didn't get it. Zach Thompson, I love them. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's a really good book. The art's really great. The colors are really great. I enjoy the, like, lettering. There's this weird, like, highlighting thing. And I don't know if it means anything, and it makes me feel like I'm missing something. So I'm like, do I go back to every issue and look like what's highlighted and write down all the words? That seems like just
that would
Mad Men nonsense.
Give them to me, I'll do it. Because now I'm interested.
So anyway, I really like this book. I think it's
Please don't do that. That's gross.
Zach Thompson had tweeted about like this issue in particular and talked about how gruesome it was, and I was just like, yeah, the last issue just like made my brain like freeze because it was just like so intense. And he had said back to me that like the whole point of the book was just like, you know, to hit you like a YouTube just over and over and over again, which was like, yeah, no, that's how it feels. So it's just, I think it's so good. Everybody on this book's great. I really love it. Just really intense like body horror, and I guess not even body horror because it's just like fucking gruesome. Dog.
Yeah,
it's just so gruesome. So gross.
I'm very pleased. That excites me.
Yeah, it's gross. And this issue is like so good in like a bunch of ways, but I don't want to talk about it too hard. So really like this book.
But let me
tell you about it. I like it. So anyway, we have why every time Strange Adventures. This is issue number 9. Man, I kind of wish this was Stranger Things.
I just actually thought
but the Stranger Things kids doing war crimes
dressed like this and like in this art, that would, let's write to this team.
Could you just draw them in?
You're real good at mysteries. Just draw these kids in.
The mystery is, how did they get there?
Oh my god. No, one of the kids ends up dead. And so they're investigating that behind Hopper's back. Because Hopper's not dead. I don't know if you guys know that.
Why would you do that? Anyway, we're going to talk
I haven't even seen it.
I know, I haven't either, but there's no reason to ruin it for others. We've already had it ruined for us. We want to talk about Strange Adventures, though. The
Adventures of Stranger Things.
The Adventures of Stranger Things.
Yeah, this book is also another one that's just kind of like, going.
Yeah, I don't really like this book. It's not even, I just hate the main characters. I hate Adam and I hate Alana, and I don't feel like they're good people. Like, they're really bad, really, really, really bad people.
Yeah, they're just used to, I don't know, manipulating their way out of any sort of situation, so they've never had to be held accountable for anything they've done wrong, so they don't think that they're doing anything wrong.
So unless there's, like, some sort of, like, I guess, comeuppance, or, like, I don't know, some sort of reveal, or I don't know if there's any, like, redemption to these people, to me personally. Because it's like, oh, I'm going to realize it's part of the book.
Oh, God, okay. I was like, hands again?
I did the same thing.
Okay.
There's little, like, watermarks on the side of the white, so you think it's dirty.
Yeah, it looks like I've been touching my face.
Yeah, you just can't do a redemption for them at this point. It's too far in the book, so there's no redeeming who they are as people. They feel fine with the things that they have done, or, like, the atrocities that they've committed, but...
Yeah, they think that, I don't know, it was justified because it was war or whatever.
Yeah, it's just, that's how I feel about it, and that's all.
Have they ever heard of the Nuremberg trials?
So that's all I really have to say about Strange Adventures. Not a big fan. Art's great. Art's great. Could look at the book all day. When you collect both covers, flip through the box. So satisfying. Just great. Just lovely. Okay, you ready?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot her name for a minute, and I was like, it's a character in Mortal Kombat, too. Like, I couldn't think of what it was. This is the other history of the DC universe. I did not finish reading this one because these have a lot of words in them. It's some actual serious reading. This one is about Katana. That was her name.
Yeah, I know her name.
Yeah, I should have just been like, hey, who is this? But no, I was like, let me flip through this book and try to figure it out.
It wasn't like the last time I did not know the character's
name. I mean, this is just the history of how Katana became Katana. There's a lot of other stuff that goes on in these books. I definitely recommend them. I think they are incredible, especially for how much time you have to put into them. But I've enjoyed them all. I mean, this is only book 3, but I've enjoyed the other ones so much that I don't just rush through them like I do with some comics where I just kind of like speed read.
Yeah.
I take my time with it. But yeah, I recommend it. If you like DC especially. I don't even know DC, and that's why I got it, because I was like, oh, it's going to be like one of those Marvel books where it's like, this is the character. No, that's not. Not what that is.
Yeah, no, it is really dense, but it is like, I haven't got a real chance to read that first issue you even let me borrow, but like, when I was flipping through it and like reading what I did get to read of it, it was like super dense, but like really informative about just like everything. So that was cool.
Because they do it by time.
Yeah.
Time periods, I guess. But it's all POC, which I think is very interesting. Because again, I'm not very familiar with DC outside of like the major characters. So this is all like the smaller ones that have like been through the comics and stuff throughout DC history. It's very good.
Alright. Monster fucking, or lack of monster fucking. This is Beta Ray Bill. This is issue number 1. This was fucking great. Honestly, I love the shit out of this book.
I forgot to read it.
I'll have you read it before you leave, because you'll love it. It's about Beta Ray Bill. It's kind of just about how, I don't know, it feels like him just kind of trying to find himself after Thor has broken his hammer, because he doesn't feel whole without his hammer, and he always kind of feels like second fiddle to Thor. And then after not being able... What?
I don't know why I didn't add it.
Yeah, no, it's so weird that you did not. I swear you had.
I thought I had too.
But yeah, I think, after... I don't want to ruin anything about this, but Daniel Warren Johnson,
we love Daniel.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about like his work every single time. Mike Spicer, always colored. I think most of his stuff is colored by him, if not all of it. I don't want to say all of it without being correct.
I feel like that's accurate, though.
Okay. But it's just, that team is so good. I think Daniel Warren Johnson has just like a really interesting way of telling stories, and I love it. I think he's really good at writing, and he's really great at art. I just really love his style, and I feel like he was kind of meant to do this type of book, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if you read Wonder Woman Dead Earth, I definitely would suggest picking this up, because it's really, really approachable within that. If you read Murder Falcon, fuck it, just pick it up. If you read any Daniel Warren Johnson stuff, pick the book up. It's good. It's totally worth it. The way he draws Beta Ray is great. The way he draws Thor is wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, the colors are just so good. It's a good book.
And now I'm
just gonna sit here and read it real fast.
Just give me a few minutes. Okay.
So now we have Department of Truth. This is issue number 7. Heather didn't get a chance to read this, but this continues kind of, I guess there was just 2 issues that were like this, but it's following Lee Harvey Oswald as he's in the library of the Department of Truth, kind of trying to figure out all of these stories, like what's true, how everything began. Here he's talking to the kid with the tinfoil hat, Doc Hayes. and it kind of flashes back to his past and his experience with like UFOs and aliens. So this is all about like that stuff.
Oh my god, DJ's gonna love this issue.
It's so good. It's a really good issue. It's also drawn by Tyler Boss, who, you know, I just love Tyler Boss's art quite a bit. And it's actually not colored by him. It's colored by Roman Titov.
Titov? Yeah.
And I never want to ruin his name.
Aditya?
Yeah. Bidikar does the lettering. And I feel like the lettering does so much with this book, too. Like, I feel like every book that he letters is just so... It's interesting. It fits just, like, so well and, like, does drive the tone of the book really well, too.
I'm excited to get to it. That was one of the things that I was going to do when I got home tonight. Read my comics I didn't read.
Yeah, that book is always, always, always good. Always at the top of my pile for the most part. All right, so this is Decorum. This is issue number 7. Fuck, dude. Eggs.
Yeah, so the sisterhood where Nina... I can't...
Nira...
So...
God. I forget this already. Neri... God.
Near... Okay.
You'll find it.
Niha Nori Sood.
Yeah, we were just trying to combine all of them together.
Okay. The school where she is going, they're learning how to be assassins and stuff, they're hired to find the egg that has gone missing and to bring it back. And the egg finds her first. And then she's like, crack.
Basically.
That was my favorite part, too. Because it was like, why would you just hit... Whatever. That girl is weird.
Yeah, and then a man comes out of it, and then she does some stuff that she probably shouldn't do. This book is weird. This book is so weird. It's just, like, so high sci-fi. It's like, should I be, like, just fucking taking mushrooms while I'm reading this book?
How much you want to bet his name is Proteus?
Jay Hickman, don't go there.
Proteus.
Anyway, so yeah, take some mushrooms, read that book, try to figure out what the fuck's happening. Sorry, my bad.
I'm not really going to talk about this anyway. This is X-Men Legends number 2. This is the second issue. It says here, this story takes place after X-Men number 39 from the 1991 run. In case you wanted to know.
Cool.
Yeah, it's hard to explain what it's about because I didn't read that previous story, so I don't know what happened. That's why I stopped reading it because I was like, I don't know any of these references they're making, but it's just a classic 90s X-Men.
Gotcha.
There you go.
So this is X-Men number 19. I don't really want to go into this too much. They go into the vault. There's a really sick timeline.
Yeah,
throughout the book. That was one of my favorite parts. This particular issue was one of my favorites of this X-Men series. Like this main X-Men title run. I do have a few other favorites, but I just really like the pacing. I really like the story. It bummed me the fuck out at the end, but also it's just like, I don't know. This is one of those stories that made me I'm just like, I love the X-Men. Even these characters, I don't really know I love them.
Yeah, it's wild how putting a really good writer on it will do to you because I started from the bottom and now I'm here. I have 3 boxes of X-Men comics at home now, which I'm really upset about. But I didn't want to do that, and part of it is just because of Hickman. Yeah,
I just, I truly do enjoy every single one of these books quite a bit. It's just, they're all very, very enjoyable. I know every time we talk about these books, I say that, but it bums me out that I took off the books I took. But I'm just I want to read other books.
Yeah, that's how I feel, too.
But I'm just it was worth it because I can read other things, but... Also, I'm missing out on other things that I would probably really enjoy as well.
I'm all mad at myself for taking Excalibur off, and I just special ordered all of the issues that I missed and then re-added it to my pull because I'm a monster.
It's fine. I just
love Teeny.
Yeah, learn from our mistakes.
Just don't get comics.
Yeah, don't get comics. The X-Men are cute, Derek. Thanks for joining us. We just finished.
We knew you were coming.
Yeah.
And future Champ and Heather just really got to it.
So yeah, now we're gonna record something for our cool little synergy group. We're gonna synergize. It's gonna be a synergy meeting.
Yes. Synergetic. We're gonna do this. Sorry, I'm like kind of panicky because I don't know what we're supposed to do. Like, what do I hold in my hands? Like,
I don't know if we're supposed to have props or not.
They should have told us. I have a whole backpack full of them.
It's not like whose line is it anyway. That's not what's happening. But
that's what I was led to believe. Like, that's what you said.
We should do a whose line is it anyway sometime. Anyway, so we're out of here. Go support your local comic book shops. Love your friends. Do good things. Support trans folks.
Support us.
Support us.
Most of all.
Yeah, give us money if you can. Anyway.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Thanks as always. We'll see you on the flippity flip.